So I was for a short time the priest in Sun Valley, and around 3 o'clock, it seemed like the entire town used to go to Tully's Coffee for coffee and socializing. So not much to do there. So I walk over to Tully's Coffee and see people, and I'm just greeting people. And this one guy introduced me to this woman, and he says, "Oh, this is our new Catholic priest in town," and she just went ballistic. Um, where she went off and she said, I went to a wedding in California and I come back and when I was at the wedding, the priest said, if you're not Catholic, please come forward for communion, and if you make the symbol for a blessing, we'll give you a blessing. And she says, I don't know who you Catholics think you are because I am just as good as the rest of you. And she kind of went off. So I said, well, when you were at the wedding, did you turn to the person next to you and say, why is he marrying her? I am just as good as that woman. You didn't say that because you wanted to honor their commitment to each other. The ceremony wasn't about whether she was better than you or you're better. The ceremony was you honoring their commitment. The Eucharist is the same way. The Eucharist is this commitment ceremony where in receiving communion we commit ourselves to God, to the way of Christ, of absolute love, but also we're pledging our life before God. So the Eucharist is taking vows towards God and other people. If you don't understand the vows, then come up for a blessing. But we educate our kids that this is a whole way of life you're committing to. So it's not a question of whether you're good or better. It's a question of whether you're committed, just like a wedding. We want to be inclusive, but it's like the Gospel of Luke. The Gospel of Luke is 10 meals with Christ. All he does is eat, drink, and tell stories. And in the first 7 meals, he's promiscuous in how much he invites people to the table. He wants to love everybody. And the Gospel of Luke is, you add up all 10 meals, and that's what we mean by the Eucharist. So for the first 7 is, we have to be universal in our love and including people. But the last 3 meals, he's exclusive, because the last 3 meals, you're committing your life to God. It's not about being inclusive. It's about offering your life and sacrifice. Not everybody can understand that commitment. So we'd say when we go to Mass, yes, we believe in absolute universal love. We don't believe that we're better than other people, but we're exclusive in the sense that this is where we're pledging our life and our love to God and other people. It's not a question of whether you're better or worse. It's a question of commitment.